Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Let's talk about WWE WrestleMania 41 Night 1. This is cut. Let's get into the show, baby, baby. So, Gunther versus Jay Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a good match. This match was a lot better than the last match Gunther and Jay had at, I believe it was Saturday, WWE Saturday Night's main event. This was a really good match. This Gunther, he dominated, with strikes and with slams and just really, putting a beating on Jay. And then eventually Jay was able to turn it around. Jay was able to turn the match around by hitting a spear and a couple other moves. And then also one thing I have to say, Gunther's power bomb or power bombs just look so weak. And there was one point where Jay hit Gunther with a power bomb, and Jay Uso's power bomb just looks so much better, so much better. So pretty much the finish of this match, Jay Uso hit three splashes, and then he hit a spear, and he put Gunther in a submission, and Gunther tapped out. So the way that the match ended, that surprised me because I thought Jay was going to pin Gunther. So that really surprised me, and just because Gunther is the ring general, and all that, and he's known for being a technical wrestler. So for Jay to, make him tap out, it really surprised me. But you know what? It goes back to I believe that Gunther had Jimmy Uso in a submission, and also I think he got a submission on Jay Uso a couple weeks ago. So you know what? That wasn't bad. So I really liked this match. I thought it was a decent match. Well, I thought it was a good match, and I know it's funny because a lot of fans online, and with social media, I feel like social media just, I guess, like with Twitter and Facebook and just other platforms, when people, people are like really vocal, and you should have your own opinion about certain things, but I believe that sometimes fans can be fickle about certain things. And that's just the way it is, but I know like a lot of people are upset that Jay Uso won this match, and I feel like, is Jay Uso the best wrestler? No, he's not the best wrestler. He is not the best wrestler at all. But with that being said, he's entertaining. He's really entertaining. He's charismatic, and he is fun to watch. So let's see how this run is going to go. And he just put in a lot of work, and give the guy a chance to run with the ball to see how he does as a champion. Sometimes fans just they just go a little overboard. But hey, everyone can have their opinion. But you can have your opinion, but I don't think you have to be overly negative or just picking at every single thing, you know. And this next match was the New Day versus the Viking Warriors or the War Raiders, and this was for the tag team championship. This was one match right here that it there was no need for this match to be on the WrestleMania card. They just put this match together. There was no build. There was nothing um, to this match. It just didn't make any sense for this match to be on WrestleMania. But anyway, I do like the War Raiders. I like the New Day, but I wasn't really a fan of this match, and I felt bad for the guys because the crowd wasn't really into this match either. And this match, it only went a few minutes, and the finish was just so flat. But there's one point I want to say first where is it Ivar hit a moonsault, and it looked like he slipped, but he was able to hit the move. But it was just like, to me, like a close call. And the New Day, I believe they hit a tag team move. I think that Kofi, was it Kofi? No, it was Woods. He jumped from the turnbuckle, I believe, and he hit I think it was Ivar with his knees, like a stomp, to his chest, and he pinned him. And then Kofi was holding Ivar's left leg while Woods was pinning him. So we have new tag team champions. So really interesting, but was not really a fan of the match. And then Naomi versus Jade. This was a short match. I think they went about maybe 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Not entirely sure, but it just there was some really good back and forth action. And then eventually, because I think Jade, she was dominating first, and then Naomi was able to take over with some moves, with some dives and all that kind of stuff. There was one point where there was like maybe like a little miscommunication, and Jade hit a I'm trying to think. She did like some kind of reversal, and then she power bomb Naomi. So I thought that spot was really good. And then also the whatever move Naomi did, I think there was like some kind of counter. She countered Jade's move, and she hit some kind of slam from the turnbuckle. And then pretty much Jade, she hit her finisher and she won the match. So this was a really good match, and it really exceeded my expectations, because I know a lot of people were like, I don't know about this match. How will Naomi and Jade do? How will they perform? So I thought they did a good job. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. My goodness. The crowd woke up, the crowd came alive. And then also during the Jade versus Naomi match, they were, people were, into that. But when LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, when they were wrestling, people were into this, and I thought that this was actually one of my favorite matches from the night. And there's just some back and forth wrestling. Um, LA Knight, there was one point, I think, the guys were on the turnbuckle, and LA Knight hit a German suplex to, Jacob from the turnbuckle. So I'm like, man, that was cool. And then Fatu, he was going for a moonsault, and LA Knight hit him with his move, and that was just really nice. And then pretty much Jacob Fatu, he hit two moonsaults, and he beat LA Knight. So I was like, wow, because I thought that LA Knight was going to kick out. And I wasn't really sure, like with this match, going in to this match, I thought LA Knight was going to win. But then also, I wasn't completely sure. I'm like, I could see Jacob winning because he has had a good run, and the way that WWE has been pushing him as this, just invincible figure or monster or whatever you want to call him. So I was thinking that LA Knight, I was thinking that Solo was going to interfere and cause Jacob Fatu to lose the match. Because I know that they have their like program or storyline going on, with the tension between the guys. So that actually surprised me. So WWE, they gave Jacob the title. So I think Jacob, I can't wait, because I think he's gonna have a really good run. The only thing for me, I feel like LA Knight, when he won the US Championship the first time, it wasn't really anything special. And then when he won it back, it wasn't really anything special. We didn't get to see him, have a decent run with the title. So, I mean, hopefully they will push LA Knight, as a main eventer, because the guy has, all the talent and all the skills. So I would like to see that. But we shall see. The next match was Ray Phoenix versus Chad Gable. And this was a really good match. It was a short match. It was some back and forth action, some good spots. And Chad Gable, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Ray Phoenix, I really like him. And I am glad that WWE is using him a whole lot better compared to when he was in AEW. So pretty much, Chad Gable, he cheated. He put some metal object, in his mask, and he, I guess, one point, Phoenix was going for some kind of kick or whatever, and he kicked Chad Gable, but he had the whatever metal object that he put in his mask, and then Phoenix was selling his leg or his knee or whatever. Then Chad Gable put the ankle lock on him. And then after that, Chad Gable hit him with a headbutt from the top rope. So good match. It was short, to the point, and it was good. And then also, what's his name? By Kingo. He's, he's gonna, he came in the ring to, make sure that Phoenix was okay. and then Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I was about to say Ric Flair. So Tiffany versus Charlotte. This match, this match, you know what? They went for some time in this match. They had some time. I don't know if it was like maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, not quite sure. So the first half of this match, I wasn't really crazy about it, but as the match went on, it got better, and I feel like overall this was a solid match. The girls, they were going at it, they were brawling. They went move for move, hitting their finishers and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, and then also Tiffany, she took a beating. She chipped her teeth. She had bruises on her face, and it seemed like at times Charlotte was really like pushing her, like moving her, pushing Tiffany, and just being really physical with her. So this was actually a solid match. I did enjoy this match, and Tiffany, she won with a moonsault, and she is still a champion, and that was the right move. So let's see what happens after this. I don't know if Charlotte is going to go away and take some time off. I wonder what they're going to do with her. But she does not. Charlotte does not need to be in the title picture anymore. Let's do something else with Charlotte. And then also, I feel like Charlotte lost. She has lost so much weight. I think that she has lost so much weight. And I was watching I was watching WrestleMania last night with my friend Eric, and she's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I hope that she's okay, but I just feel like I know that she's like always in the gym and all that kind of stuff from what I see on social media, but I'm like, you gotta cut back because I think it's like some kind of obsession or whatever. But she looked better when she had more weight on her. But anyway, the main event. Now check this out. This is one thing I did not get. So from Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany, there was between that match and the start of the main event with Rollins, Punk, and Roman, I think it was like maybe like 25 to 30 minutes. So after, Flair and Tiffany, they had their match, 30 minutes of just highlights and commercials. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, why do they have that large gap? And I understand, and then also they showed the Hall of Famers and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, why are we dragging this out? And I get it. They have sponsors and all that kind of stuff. They have business to do. I get it. But I'm like, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Just didn't make any sense. So we get Punk, we get Rollins, and Roman Reigns in this triple threat match. In this match, the guys went for some time, and I figured that they would go, that they would have some time in this match, and they really went at it. They went outside of the ring. The guys hit their signatures, finishers, kickouts, and all that kind of stuff. People went through, whatever, like fighting in the audience. Chairs were involved. Roman Reigns, he slammed them through the announcer's desk or whatever, desks, I should say. And that swerve at the end, when it looked like, all the guys were out, and Paul Heyman, he had to make a decision, and then he grabbed the chair, and then he gave the chair to CM Punk, and he's telling CM Punk, Paul Heyman gets in the ring, and he's telling CM Punk to take out Roman Reigns. And then, CM Punk is getting ready to hit Roman Reigns. And then Paul Heyman hits the low blow on CM Punk. And then Paul Heyman, this was good. And then Roman Reigns has the chair. I believe he hits CM Punk. And then, Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, Paul Heyman is telling CM Punk, or telling Roman Reigns to go after Rollins. And so Roman Reigns has the chair. He's getting ready to hit Rollins. And then, out of nowhere, Paul Heyman, he low-blowed Roman Reigns. He low-blowed Roman Reigns. And then Rollins hit him with a chair. Rollins hit Roman Reigns with the chair. And he hit the curve stomp. And he pinned him. So my goodness, that was some good stuff. And I want to see. I feel like with this change in Rollins with his character, this new direction, I want to see this because he's just been really good on the mic, and I feel like he's one of those guys. He's always been good, but I feel like the last whatever, like few years, maybe 3 to 4 years, like he had some really good stuff, and then some stuff that was just like, he's getting kind of stale. His run when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, I'm like, he's putting on these matches, but I don't really see anything. I don't really see anything going on with his character. It's like the same old stuff. But then, like the last whatever, like 8 months, and then also the build up to WrestleMania, he has been really good. And then also the stuff that he did with CM Punk, like with their matches, or I think did they have? I believe they had a couple of matches, or maybe it was just one match. I can't remember. But yeah, so I can't wait to see this. What is going to go down with Rollins? The fact that Paul Heyman portrayed Roman Reigns is insane. Please let me know. I know I'm rambling big time. Please let me know. How did you feel about WrestleMania Night 1? Take care and have a good one. And I can't wait to see WrestleMania Night 2. Have a good one.